Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. So today I'm going to be talking about a companion of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Hazrat Khabbab ibn al-Arat. And tomorrow I'm starting Surah Al-Ankabut, and the first few ayahs of that surah have some connection with him as well. So I thought that I can talk about him today. So according to some scholars, he was the first one to make his Islam public. He was the first person to be tortured for Islam. What is the story of this young man? He was a slave being sold in the slave market. He was really young at that time. A woman named Anmar purchased him. She wanted a slave who she could train, and he would earn money for her. So she saw Khabab and found intelligence and promise on his face. So she purchased him. As she was walking home with him, she asked him his name and where he was from. So he told him that he was from Najd, and he was from the tribe of Banu Tamim. She asked him how he ended up like this. So Khabab told her that when he was really young, his tribe fought with another tribe and lost, and he was taken as a slave, and he'd been like that since then. So Anmar made Khabbab learn the art of making swords. So Khabbab became an expert in making swords. So he became famous for this, and a teenager making excellent swords. So different people would come to him to get that. Many scholars say that he was the seventh person to accept Islam, and when Khabbab heard the call of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to worship one God, he went to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and accepted Islam. He made his Islam known, or he made it public, and he no longer worshipped the idols. So when Anmar came to know that Khabbab had accepted Islam, she was furious. So she sent her brother and some other men to find out if that was true. These men asked Khabbab if he worshipped one God and rejected his religion. So Khabbab replied that this was true. As soon as he said that, they all jumped at him, beating him up. They beat him with iron rods until he was unconscious, lying on the ground, blood flowing out of his wounds. Scholars say that this was the first such incident that was publicly done, and that took place, and Khabbab was like 16 to 18 years old at that time. When Khabbab gained consciousness, these men once again they came and they asked him the same question. Khabbab gave the same answer. So they tortured him brutally. They lashed him, put him in a metal shield under the hot sun, even put hot burning coal on his back. Astaghfirullah. Once Anmar saw Khabbab Raziallah talking to Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and she took a metal comb, heated red hot, and combed his head with it. He fell down unconscious. Abu Bakr Raziallah convinced Anmar and purchased Khabbab and freed him. Later in time, Anbar developed a sickness in her head. The sickness increased to such a point that she would heat the iron comb and comb her head with it to relieve the pain. And Khabbab got to see all this with his own eyes. The brother of Anmar who tortured Khabbab was killed in the Battle of Uhud by Sayyidina Hamza Raziallah, the uncle of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Khabbab Raziallah saw him being killed as well. Khabbab accompanied Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in every battle, and then there is also an incident with Hazrat Umar, that when Hazrat Umar became Muslim, we all know that incident when he went to the house of his sister. So at that time, Hazrat Khabbab was also there with his sister and with her husband, and he was teaching them Quran. But when Hazrat Umar came in, he hid in the house, and after Hazrat Umar listened to Surah Taha and he accepted Islam at that point. Hazrat Khabbab came out and he told Hazrat Umar that he must be the answer of the prayer that Prophet ﷺ made about Hazrat Umar or Abu Jahal, who was Amr bin I don't know, Hisham, yeah, that was his name. So either one of them to accept Islam, because they were really influential personalities. So Hazrat Umar accepted Islam. So he said that this might be the reply or response to the dua that Prophet ﷺ made. So he took Hazrat Umar to Prophet ﷺ, and then Hazrat Umar accepted Islam. So this is his involvement in that incident. And then once how brutally he was tortured. So this is not only these incidents, many other incidents also took place. So once Hazrat Khabab came to Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was sitting by the Kaaba, and Hazrat Khabab asked Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam that why don't he pray to Allah that all he has, like, the problems of these Muslims get solved and the things become easier. So Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, so he sat up, and he was a little he was not happy with his remarks. So he said that the people who were before this, they were tortured even more brutally, but they did not leave their religion. So he told Hazrat Khabab that this religion is going to be successful in time, and then that he should be patient. And also the first few ayahs of Surah Ankabut also are regard to this, that do the Muslims think that they are not going to be tested and they're going to enter the heaven just like that. So we're going to start Surah Ankabut tomorrow, and this incident will come in that also. So Khabbab Raziallah lived till the caliphate of Sayyidina Ali Raziallah. He died in his caliphate, and may Allah have mercy upon him. And we should also like try to learn more and more about these companions of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So today I just tried to talk about Hazrat Khabbab bin Arad, and now we know a little about him. That's all for today. Fi aman Allah.